Good evening,
Good evening, students. So we have completed our first unit, that is 6th unit in 12th standard, that is reproduction. And now the next unit which we are going to start from today is genetics and evolution. So let's start this unit. This is genetics and evolution. Now, this unit is about the heredity and variation. Now, what is genetics? Genetics is a branch of biology that deals with the inheritance of traits from parents to their offspring or to the progeny. Now, what are the traits which you all look like your parents or your auntie and uncle or to the persons who are roaming around on the road? You look like your parents. So, why are you similar to your parents? Is because you have inherited the traits from your parents, and that is genetics. Genetics is inheritance. Inheritance means the traits which you are getting from your parents. That is called inheritance. And this inheritance is because of the genetics. Genetics is the science, the branch of biology that deals with the inheritance of characteristics. That is why you all are similar to your parents more than to your grandparents and then to your auntie and uncle, and you are not at all similar to the to persons who are roaming around on the road. So this similarity is because of the genetics. So in this unit, in genetics and evolution, we are going to study about all these concepts, that what is the factor which is making us similar with our parents, what is variation. We are not exactly same like our parents as well. We have some differences, you have some differences, and these differences are because of the variation. As you we now we are familiar with the human reproduction, that is sexual reproduction. And in sexual reproduction there is fusion of male gamete with the female gamete. So 23 chromosomes present in the sperm are fusing with 23 chromosomes present in the ovum, and then they are forming 46 chromosomes, and these 46 chromosomes are present in 23 homologous pairs. So there is, if you number the chromosomes 1 to 23, so 1 to 23 from mother and 1 to 23 from father. So that means you are having a pair of number 1 chromosome, a pair of number 2 chromosome, a pair of number 3 chromosome. Similarly, you are having 23 pairs of chromosome in your all cells of your body in nucleus. So these are called homologous chromosomes, which are in pairs. Now, what is the why they are in pairs? Because number 1 chromosome we are having two sets, one from the mother and one from the father. Now, on these chromosomes, I'm giving you a brief idea about what we are going to learn about in this chapter. On these chromosomes, there are genes, and genes are the unit, structural and functional unit, which decides the trait. What trait we are having? Suppose you are having black eyes, or brown eyes, or blue eyes. So that is your trait. Now, this trait you have inherited from your parents. Now, what happens? You are having uh, two sets of each chromosome. So that means you are having two sets of genes as well. So for the same trait. So for the same trait, you are having a pair of genes. It's not that simple. Slowly and slowly we'll make it complex. But for the introduction, you just remember that for each trait, there is a pair of genes. Now what happens, what we are having, what trait we are having, that depends on whether we are, it's a few, the genetic makeup which we have got is because the result of the fusion of mother's and father's genetic makeup. Now what traits we are exhibiting is the trait which is dominant. That means for eye color also we have got one gene from father and we have got one gene from mother. Suppose the father is from father, we have got the gene for black eye. From mother we have got the gene for brown eye, and we are having black eye. That means the black eye gene is dominant over the brown eye gene. So this is the traits which we are exhibiting, which are seen, and these traits are the traits which are able to express themselves. But that doesn't mean that the gene for brown eye is not there in our body. That is also there in our body, in our nucleus, but that is not expressing itself. The black color eye is expressing itself. So we will say that black eye is, the gene is dominant over the brown eye gene. The one which is able to express itself is dominant, and the one which is not able to express itself is recessive. That is called recessive. Now suppose both are having black, then no problem, both are having black. The we are having in for number 1 chromosome, gene for eye color is black. Number 1 chromosome gene for eye color is black, from mother, from father. So we exhibit black color. So these are the things which we are going to learn in this chapter, that what are the principles on which the inheritance takes place. So first of all, let's see what is genetics. Genetics is the branch of biology that deals with the inheritance as well as variation. Inheritance is transfer of traits, transfer of characteristics from parents to progeny, and variation is difference from parents to progeny. As you know that you are not exactly same as your mother or father. So there are some variation as well. So variation is the characters which are not same as your parents, and inheritance is the transfer of traits from parents to progeny, to offspring. This is known as genetics. So genetics is a branch of biology that deals with the inheritance as well as the variation of characters from parents to offspring, is known as genetics. Now, what is inheritance? Inheritance is the process by which characters are passed from parents to progeny. You must have heard that I have inherited this from my parents. Like this is used for property as well, for different things. The people say, I have inherited this property from my parents. So inheritance means which are passed from parents to progeny. And the basis of this inheritance is heredity. Sometimes you must have seen people talking, oh, I'm having diabetes, it's heredity in our family. And high blood sugar is heredity in our family. Or being overweight is heredity of our family. So heredity means what are the characteristics which are passed from parents to progeny. And when they become parents, they also pass these characteristics to their progeny. So from generation to generation, that character is there in the family. So they call that this is heredity. Heredity is transfer of physical or mental traits, not behavioral, because behavioral traits are depending on your environment. We'll come to know everything. But for the timing, for this introduction, just remember what is heredity. Heredity is transfer of physical or mental traits. Whatever traits, just remember, whatever traits are present on the genes, they are transferred from parents to their offspring. And that is called heredity. Variation. Now, variation is the degree by which progeny differ from their parents. Variation is difference. What characteristics which we are having are not present in our parents. So we are varying. That is called difference, variation. Now humans, they knew from quite early that one of the causes of variation was hidden in sexual reproduction. They knew it. Though the heredity, genetics, inheritance, variation, these terms were not defined properly in a scientific way, but still our ancestors, they knew that the cause of this variation is hidden in the sexual reproduction. So what they did, they exploited this variation. We have done in reproduction in flowering plants, human reproduction. We have seen that we can change the variety, or we can get the desired characteristics in the progeny by selectively breeding the organisms which possess the desirable characteristics. Like we saw that if we want the characteristic of disease resistance and good yield, so we have to crossbreed a plant having good yield with the plant having disease resistant characteristic. And with this breeding, the hybridization, we can get the plant which is having both the characteristics. So these things were practiced by our ancestors, but they don't know, they didn't know about the science behind it. So they exploited these variations which were present naturally in wild population of plants and animals to selectively breed and select for organisms that possess desirable characteristics. For example, Shaiwal cows. Now, Shaiwal cows, which are in Punjab, they give very good yield. They are giving good yield of milk. So they and the Shaiwal cows have been is the result of the breeding between two selected varieties of cows having desirable quality of good yield of milk. So that's why this was exploited by our ancestors, but the science behind it was not known then. Though our ancestors knew about the inheritance of characters and variation, they had very little idea of scientific basis of these phenomena. They didn't know what is the science behind it and how the traits are being transferred from parents to progeny, where are these traits present. All these things were not known, but still they had some idea that these traits are coming from parents to the progeny, and they exploited this by selectively breeding different varieties. It was during mid-19th century that headway was made in the understanding of inheritance. Now Mendel is also known as father of genetics. He was the first one to conduct the hybridization experiments, and he selected pea plant. Why pea plant? Because pea plant is having small life cycle. The life cycle is of short duration. And another thing was that in pea plant, he saw many contrasting characters. So he did his hybridization experiments on pea plant for 7 years, from 1856 to 1863. And after conducting a series of experiments for long 7 years, he proposed laws of inheritance. He gave laws of inheritance in which he explained that how the trait is transferred from parents to its progeny. parents to their progeny, how it is being done. So this was the first attempt, scientific attempt by Mendel, and Mendel is also called father of the genetics. And he was the first one who conducted hybridization experiments on garden pea. And then he proposed the laws of inheritance. So we are going to learn about laws of inheritance given by Mendel. But before that, first of all, let's see what he did. What he did was he selected 7 traits, contrasting traits. Now, what were these 7 contrasting traits? Seed shape. Now, what are these contrasting traits? Means that all other traits are similar, but the plants are differing in one particular trait, that is seed shape. And he got the true breeding line of these traits. How he got this? By self-pollination. Now that you have learned about cross-pollination, self-pollination, hybridization, so you know that if you keep on self-pollinating a plant, ultimately you will get a plant which is having true breeding line, which is having, now what is true breeding line? We are going to, that means which is having, in simple way I can tell you, true breeding means the both the homologous chromosomes are having same gene. Suppose this is having, as I told you, from mother it is black eye and from father it is brown eye, but true breeding line is from mother it is black and from father also it is black. So this is called homozygous. We are going to learn these terms also. For the time being, you just concentrate on the characters. So he selected 7 characters with contrasting traits. First of all, seed shape. In seed shape, he took round shape of the seed and then wrinkle. So some plants were having round shaped seeds and some plants were having wrinkled leaves, seeds. Now these round seeds are also what plants he took for hybridization. He made sure that these plants are of true breeding line, pure breeding line. That means from both the parents, it is round only. From both the parents, it is round. From mother as well as from father, it is round. So that is called pure breed line or true breed line. So this round he took, after several self-pollination, he got this breed. And after several pollination of wrinkled seed plants, he got true breed line of this wrinkled seed plants. So he got seed in seed shape. The contrasting characters were round shaped seeds and wrinkled seeds. Then the another trait which he took was seed color. Yellow colored seeds and green colored seeds. All these are, just remember, all these are true breeding line. That means they are pure. Pure means from both the parents they have got this trait. Then flower color, violet and white. Pod shaped, full and constricted. Full means the full without any constrictions in it, and second was constricted. Then pod color, green and yellow. Then flower position. Flower position, these are axial. The flower is at the axis, axial flowers. And this is terminal. So terminal flowers, axial and terminal. Then tall and dwarf. Tall and dwarf. Let's see these characters once again. He took, for his hybridization experiments, he took pea plant. Why pea plant? Because pea plant is having small life cycle. If it is a long life cycle, then it would be difficult to complete several cycles in his lifespan. So what he took pea plant. Second reason for taking pea plant was that pea plant was having many contrasting characters. So he took pea plant and he took pure breeding line, true breeding line of contrasting characters. And then he crossbred them and he saw the results. And based on his results, after the hybridization experiments, he concluded certain statements, and these are called laws of inheritance. So what are the characters he took? Seed shape, round and wrinkled; seed color, yellow and green; flower color, violet and white; pod color, pod shape, full and constricted; pod color, green and yellow; flower position, axial and terminal; tall, plant is tall, plant is dwarf. So tall plant and dwarf plant depending on the height of the stem. So these were the 7 contrasting traits which he took. Now, just see this also. For stem height, he took tall and dwarf. For flower color, he took violet and white. For flower position, he took axial and terminal. For pod shape, he took inflated and constricted. For pod color, he took green and yellow. For seed shape, he took round and wrinkled. And for seed color, he took yellow and green. Now, based on his experiments, now what he did was he took one tall plant and one dwarf plant and he crossbred them. How to do the crossbreeding? Hybridization, you have learned the process by removing the anthers, emasculation, bagging, tagging. So with all those things, with the breeders, with all those breeding experiments, he did crossbreeding of tall with a dwarf, and he saw the results that in first generation what is the character, in second generation what is the character, and based on the results of his experiments he gave laws of inheritance. So we are not going to discuss about laws of inheritance today, that we'll discuss tomorrow.